AI use on Earth is critical. Every employee at Blue Origin has access to AI tools, whether it be for design, for analysis, for just basic pinging back and forth. AI has sped our development process so quickly that we're now looking, how do we bring this to spaceflight? And so what that means for spaceflight for us, that's the next great step, where AI becomes a complement to the astronaut, a co-pilot, if we will, identifying landing sites, looking out for hazards, being able to do that level of compute in a real-time environment is critically important to us. For me personally, though, you think of edge AI, what is really interesting is as we go to explore the solar system, radio astronomy has been a passion of mine. And what radio astronomy is you're looking for weak signal radio frequencies that are being emitted throughout the universe. The problem we have is that Earth is a great emitter of radio frequency noise and interference, so it's hard to identify that. The far side of the moon provides a natural shelter, a barrier to that noise. So if we could land a Mark I vehicle on the far side of the moon, we could start to explore this untapped radio frequency environment. If we have edge AI, we can now utilize that to do the deep exploration to actually identify where we should be looking next. Because relay back to comms, doing this latency, really hurts our ability to explore. So by having it on the far side of the moon, the Mark I vehicle with edge AI will tell us, land the next vehicle here to optimize your exploration. That's really what excites me.
I mean, that's super, super cool. Look, John, we're honored to work with you. I think it is an incredible mission that you have. Thank you so much for the partnership, and we look forward to what you do next.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, guys, now let's turn to our last chapter of the night, science, and the supercomputers used for the most advanced scientific research. We're incredibly... We are incredibly proud of our leadership in high-performance computing, and we have continued to push the bleeding edge of performance here. We're actually seeing a convergence between traditional high-performance computing systems and AI as we bring together the best of both of these worlds. Today, AMD powers the 2 fastest supercomputers in the world and more than half of the 50 most energy-efficient systems. These systems are using massive amounts of compute to solve previously impossible problems. In Finland, the Lumi supercomputer has cut climate model update times by more than 85%, enabling earlier warnings and better preparation for extreme weather events. Energy giant ENI is using an AMD-powered supercomputer to develop longer-lasting batteries and cleaner fuels. At Oak Ridge National Labs, the world's first exascale supercomputer is running Orbit 2, a hyper-resolution global model that allows us to predict unprecedented forecasting detail with nearly 99% accuracy. And at Lawrence Livermore National Labs, the world's fastest supercomputer, El Capitan, is modeling how viruses might mutate and evolve, enabling scientists to design more resilient antibody treatments and respond faster to future pandemics. Going forward, there's a lot more that we can do to power the future of scientific discovery. We are actually working very closely with the U.S. Department of Energy and America's national labs as part of the Genesis mission. Genesis is a national program launched late last year to accelerate the convergence of AI, supercomputing, and quantum computing. Together with Oak Ridge National Labs, we recently announced 2 new supercomputers that are part of the Genesis mission. The Lux computer, that is the first dedicated U.S. AI factory for science that will come online early this year, and Discovery, the next flagship supercomputer planned in 2028. Genesis is the most ambitious public-private technology initiative in decades. Leading this historic effort is Michael Kratsios, who has shaped national policy at the highest levels as a former U.S. CTO and Undersecretary of Defense for Research and Engineering. Please join me in welcoming the President's Chief Science and Technology Policy Advisor, Michael Kratsios, to the stage. Michael, thank you so much for being here. I know just how busy you are. You've described this Genesis mission as a real moonshot with the largest mobilization of federal scientific resources in decades. Can you talk a bit about why Genesis is so important?
The Genesis mission is a great example of how President Trump has moved fast in less than a year in order for the U.S. to lean in and win the AI race. Genesis is the largest marshaling of federal scientific resources in recent history, and at a scale and an urgency at the Apollo mission or even the Manhattan Project. We are bringing together the unmatched power of our national laboratories, supercomputers, and the nation's top scientific and innovative minds with the goal of doubling the productivity and impact of American science within a decade. This whole of government approach represents a historic mobilization of resources, tasking the Department of Energy to integrate its world-class supercomputers and data sets into a unified, closed-loop AI platform. Integrating this data, the Genesis mission leverages the power of AI to automate experiment design, to accelerate simulations, and generate predictive models that accelerate federal R&D productivity. Priority areas of focus include the greatest scientific challenges of our time that can dramatically improve our nation's economic and national security. These span biotechnology, critical minerals, nuclear energy, space exploration, quantum, semiconductors, microelectronics. And a few weeks ago, we announced the first wave of industry partnerships to the Genesis mission, and that included AMD, so thank you for that. As a next step, we're working towards bringing even more federal resources into the Genesis mission, and this is going to include a variety of agencies, including the National Science Foundation, National Institutes for Health, and the National Institute for Standards and Technology.
Well, look, thank you, Michael. We are very proud to be part of Genesis, super excited. If you look back, so many of the technologies that we have today really started with long-term public and private partnerships. So where do you see Genesis actually making the biggest impact beyond science?
Well, through Genesis, we will create the world's largest and highest quality scientific data sets to train the next generation of AI systems, pushing them beyond their current mastery of language and code into the realm of science. Now, as you can imagine, this will lead to tremendous spillover effects across healthcare, drug discovery, energy, and manufacturing. Fundamentally, we are seeing a massive shift in America's science and technology enterprise. We are now at a place where the US government, private sector, and universities together are investing over $1 trillion in R&D every year, with the private sector leading the way by carrying out 2/3 of that R&D alone. Now, the Genesis mission understands this and leverages the full strength of that entire ecosystem.
That's wonderful, Michael. Now, we have talked a lot about how important it is for the US to lead in AI. Can you talk about what are the biggest things that we must do to get right such that we lead in AI?
Absolutely. There are 3 strategic priorities the U.S. needs to get right as laid out in President Trump's AI action plan. The first is we need to remove barriers to innovation and accelerate research and development. We are already at work looking for regulatory roadblocks to innovation and seeing where we can update or remove them entirely. This effort will ensure the U.S. is a home for the next great technologies to be created and to be commercialized. Next, we need to get AI infrastructure and energy production right. We've taken significant actions to streamline permitting to data center construction and support all forms of energy, including advanced nuclear reactors. Looking beyond our borders, it's all about AI diplomacy and exporting American technologies to the world. The U.S. government is underway in establishing the American AI Export Program to bring American innovators and innovations to our partners and allies around the world. The Department of Commerce will be issuing an RFP this month seeking proposals to create a turnkey AI stack, including everything from infrastructure and chips to models and applications. Last but not least, another strategic priority for President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump is AI and education. I talked earlier about winning the AI race. Focusing on AI and education is about truly winning our AI future today. It starts by helping parents and teachers and students navigate AI's opportunities and challenges in the classroom. I'm thrilled that in a matter of months, we are seeing tremendous participation with over 5,000 students and 1,000 educators across all 50 states signing up for the Presidential AI Challenge. Now, submissions close on January 20th, so please visit AI.gov to participate. And also look for these regional competitions that are ultimately going to culminate at a championship at the White House this summer. We've also secured over 200 pledges from leaders like AMD for free AI educational resources, including apprenticeships, access to AI top models, and curricula for so many teachers around the country.
Michael, look, we're incredibly proud to support the AI Education Pledge and really to help expand access to AI education with more hands-on opportunities for students to learn and build. That's why we've actually committed $150 million to programs that bring AI into more classrooms and communities across the country. We're investing in the next generation of AI research and talent. We're building research collaborations with more than 800 educational institutions around the world, including many of the top engineering and computer programs. And we're also committing to developing coursework to promote our open ecosystem. So we're offering free online AI courses to reach over 150,000 students this year. So, Michael, I want to say thank you for your leadership on this topic and the First Lady's leadership. I can tell you that it certainly is making a difference in galvanizing the industry. Now, before you go, I have a very fun thing for us to do. It is really a moment for us to highlight some really amazing work as a direct outcome of the AI Education Pledge. So, a little bit of background. We recently partnered with Hack Club on a nationwide AI and robotics campaign. More than 15,000 high school students signed up, with the top teams coming together in Silicon Valley last month for an in-person hackathon to bring their designs to life. It's actually incredible to see what these students were able to build in just one weekend. You can imagine it was a little bit competitive at this hackathon, and as part of the recognition, we invited the top 3 teams to be here at CES, right here in the front row, so they could experience the biggest tech event of the year firsthand, and we could congratulate them in person. So let's give them a big round of applause. And to tell us a little bit more about their project, I'd like to invite the Hackathon Gold Medal winners, Emmy McDonald, Ruzana Gaboyan, and Afia Ava of Team Arm Tender to the stage. All right, you guys are amazing. Congratulations on the incredible work. Now, before you talk about the project, can you just share a little bit about yourselves, like where are you from and when did you start coding?
Sure. I'm Emmy, I'm 17, and I'm from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. I started coding when I was around 12, and I joined Hack Club when I was 16.
Good evening, everyone. It's great to see you all. My name is Ruzana Gaboyan, and I'm a 17-year-old student from Cleveland, Ohio. I started coding when I was 12, and I joined Hack Club as soon as I turned 16.
Hi, everyone. My name is Afia. I'm 18 from Beaver Dam, Wisconsin. I started coding about 2 years ago through Hack Club.
That is fantastic. Now, tell us a little bit about your project.
Of course. Together with Ruzana and Afia, my Hack Club teammates, we built an AI robot barista. It's a robotic arm that autonomously serves beverages using a motorized wheel that spins to select a soft drink. We trained a single unified vision language model to multitask using the AMD Developer Cloud with MI300X GPUs. The robotic arm runs entirely on an AMD Ryzen AI laptop using 3 cameras. And we came to the hackathon with no previous AI training experience.
Now, can you believe that? No previous AI training experience, and this is what they did? You guys are clearly doing great things. Just give me an idea, like, what are you most excited about working on next?
Thanks so much, Lisa. So my mom actually works at our local fire department. She's in the audience. Hi, Mom. And she is a former firefighter. One thing that we noticed when training Arm Tender is that it was able to capture complex human behaviors. Like, it was able to try again to grab a can after it missed it without us programming that specifically. I want to build a robot that can be used in firefighting to go into building fires and case the building before firefighters go in. And the complexity of motion that we saw AI exhibiting could make that possible in a way that wasn't before.
I love that. What do you guys think? Well, look, we are all about encouraging and inspiring young people to pursue their dreams. And tonight, we actually have a special surprise for you guys. So AMD is awarding each of you a $20,000 educational grant to invest in your future as innovators to help you keep building.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Look, you guys are just a great example of what the AI Education Pledge is all about, because what you've created, it's clear that there's so much we can do. So congratulations to all of you. And Michael, thank you for being here and really helping bridge all of this together. We appreciate everything you're doing for the country and for the industry. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Congratulations.
Look, it's been fantastic being with you tonight, but it's time to wrap this up. So I hope you all saw tonight what I see every single day. This moment in tech not only feels different, AI is different. AI is the most powerful technology that has ever been created, and it can be everywhere for everyone. We're entering this era of yacht-scale computing, where the deployment of more powerful models everywhere will require a massive increase in the amount of compute in the world. Meeting that demand will take a broad portfolio of solutions, from the largest systems in the cloud to AI PCs to embedded computing. And just as important, it takes an open ecosystem built on industry standards. That's what you saw on stage tonight. We wanted to bring you the entire spectrum, from amazing technology to deep co-innovation with industry leaders across the ecosystem, to very strong public-private partnerships. All of us are working together to bring AI everywhere for everyone. On behalf of the 30,000 AMDers around the world, we're proud to be building the future together with all of you, because the world's most important challenges can only be solved by bringing the industry ecosystem together. Thank you for joining us tonight, and enjoy the rest of CES 2026.